Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the PBW The Plasma Pistol mod, which is being made by user Alexerator. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the classic plasma pistol from Fallout 3 and New Vegas. And I absolutely love this thing, because to be honest, I was never a huge fan of a lot of the redesigns that Fallout 4 did to a lot of the Fallout weapons, so having back the classic plasma pistol just makes me happy. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what all we do get with the plasma pistol, which in its most standard and basic form will do 10 physical and 15 energy damage using a fusion cell with a firing rate of 30, range of 119, accuracy of 75, and a weight of 2.6. Not too bad there at all. And as you can see, this thing looks pretty darn cool. Now, of course, the texturing on the plasma energy sort of waves going on in here is a bit weird when you're looking at it in the Pip-Boy, but of course out in the actual world it is properly animated and looks pretty darn cool. And all in all, the gun looks pretty great on both the modeling and texturing. Lots of great little details to the thing that I very much do like. Now, as for the modifications that we do have, it's a little bit of a short list, but enough to give this thing quite a bit more power to make it more useful into, I'd say, more of the mid-game. But all in all, you know, perfectly serviceable, though there are a few little oddities we'll talk about in a little bit. But overall, it is a pretty fun gun that I do quite like. I was a little bit confused about it using fusion cells at first until I, thought back at the old Fallout 3 game, where we did, of course, use just sort of generic energy cells for the gun. So rather than using the new plasma rounds, we used the fusion cells instead. So that is a thing. Now, this, of course, is called the Plasma Pistol, so you might be wondering what's gonna happen to the current Fallout 4 in-game Plasma Pistol. Well, those do still exist. They are still in the world and have been renamed with this mod to the Mark II Plasma Pistol, or gun, etc. Which I actually kind of like. This is the classic, original Plasma Pistol, and then the new Fallout 4 one still exists, but they're just the Mark IIs. Pretty darn cool. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely things, well, first and foremost, before you even install the mod, you are going to need the Automatron DLC. That is a requirement, and once you do have that installed, you'll find these pretty early on in the game. They'll spawn at level 5 on Raiders, Gunners, Brotherhood of Steel, Minutemen, Vendors, and it is even in the Legendary list. So, yeah, you'll pretty much find them everywhere on everyone. Good times. And there is even one unique version of the gun out in the world for you to find. Very cool. Now let's head on over here and take a look at what we do get with the modifications on the weapon, starting with the receiver category. We just got a couple of options here, the standard, improved, superior, and exceptional, which will give you a pretty good damage boost to the gun, of course requiring rank 3 in science there. Now, the barrels, we have a bit more fun in here. We've either got the standard barrel, a splitter barrel if you want more of a plasma shotgun, and of course, opening up a little bit more damage, a bashing barrel if you want a knife strapped to this thing, which is amusing, but hey, there you go. And finally, the advanced barrel, which is going to give you better range, action point cost, fire rate, and damage, and of course, give you another good boost to the damage there, which is, great. Now then, in the grip category, we've got a standard, light, and advanced grip. Nothing that's really going to change up the aesthetics of it too much, as you can tell there, but hey, at least it's going to change up some stats. And then in the battery category, which is going to be your ammunition, another fun category in this mod list, as we've got the standard one, an eco battery for larger ammo capacity, an overheated battery that's going to give you less ammo, but add in some fire damage, which is great, and yeah, just fun. Who doesn't want to burn things with plasma? Good times. And finally, the increased voltage battery, which is, again, less ammo capacity, but a real good boost to damage there. So very cool there. Magnificent. And finally, we have the sights category, which again is a pretty short one. We've got a standard, iron sights, glow sights, reflex sight, hollow sight, and a laser sight, which I kind of find amusing is just like strapped up to the top of it with the rest of the sights, rather than what you typically see with a lot of guns of it being like down below or something along those lines. Now, this is one of the oddities in that it doesn't seem, or at least I haven't been able to notice, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's working now, but I haven't been able to notice the actual laser. We'll show it off here in a second, though. But that is the modification list. As I said, pretty short, but enough in there to add more damage and make this thing a bit more useful for a bit longer. Certainly not going to be a very powerful end-game gun, but, you know, certainly solidly into the mid-game. And, of course, with your perks, you can up that damage, which is always good. Now, that damage, though, isn't too bad. With the overcharge, or the increased voltage battery, I was able to get this thing up to 30 physical and 50 energy, which is not too shabby at all. And the, my tactical overcharge one here, where I went with a shotgun and overheated battery, you know, 29, 34, and with that 8 incendiary. Pretty darn fun. Now, let's do the shooting, though, and pull out the standard one and fire. And there you go, just a fun little plasma gun. Now, as you could see there when I did aim down sights, the standard gun, sort of being, you know, faithful to Fallout 3 and New Vegas, doesn't actually have iron sights. You do have to, of course, as you saw back in the modifications, add even simple iron sights to the thing, so it is just zooming in a bit like you would have had in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, which, maybe not the best, but hey, adding in some simple iron sights isn't too bad. You do get quite a lot of shots with this thing, just with the standard energy battery there, which isn't bad either, but seems, honestly, in my opinion, a little bit much. But overall, not too bad. Now, then let's take a look at this one. I did actually put on the glow sight so you can see what the iron sights on this thing do look like. And, yeah, not too bad there. Quite usable. Very large, visible iron sights, so, you know, you're not going to have too much trouble with aiming down sight with this, which is pretty good. And then, of course, I've got the shotgun version here with the laser sight, which, again, just kind of does a zoom in, which, ooh... Now that I am actually on a darker surface with all the burn marks on that target, I can actually see the laser. I was thinking, like I said before, that was a little odd because I could never see it, but that's because I was always targeting brighter things, which does still make this kind of a useless laser sight in my opinion. But I don't even know if you guys will be able to see it on YouTube. It's just such a tiny dot. Let's actually walk forward here. Oh, wait. Oh my god, it's still such a tiny dot. I can even barely see it, and I'm the one here on my screen. But yeah, no, so they definitely do need to mess with the laser a bit more to make it a bit more visible. And yeah, other than that, it's just doing the little zoom in thing again. But of course, the shotgun thing for this and the good thwump sound to it, always fun. Good times. Now let's, of course, drop ourselves in a Deathclaw to do our usual testing. Try this one first, because, I mean, come on. Light them on fire. That'll be fun. Run away. Okay, let's get to our cheese spot and die, Deathclaw. Oh, he actually doesn't seem to be getting lit on fire. I wonder if there is a small problem going on there. But, okay, let's switch over to the higher damage one. Wonderful. And Deathclaw, I need you to come back, please. I'm just going to shoot you with some plasma. There we go. Okay, he's going to die. Oh god, he's getting close. Alright, there we go. And now he dies. Magnificent. Well, yes, that's the PBW The Plasma Pistol mod. A fun addition into the game. Like I said, I love having the classic guns being brought back in because I am not a huge fan of the Fallout 4 redesigns. So having this back here for us is absolutely magnificent and just pretty darn cool. So if you'd like to take a look at this for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. That's going to be it for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed and you come back for the next one. Until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, we'll have a good one.